So welcome back to those who joined us for our first session. This is 2 of 4 sessions. And our initial investor screen using our investor risk model for human capital came back, as you may recall, and if you weren't here, it came back as a failing grade, this high-level view. To understand the full extent of the problem, we went a level deeper in our diligence. We deployed a team of 2 people for 3 days and used what we call our HR risk model to estimate the results. You can see those results on your screen. These results confirmed our initial findings, and they're pretty stark. The company scored a 54, which is an F grade, high risk. We've also quantified a very material $835,000 in human capital debt, which is about 13.5% of the company's annual EBITDA. This isn't just really a fixer-upper. This is a potential turnaround situation. So hello again, my name is Jerry McDonough. I'm the founder and managing director of NextArc Leadership Solutions. And for 30 years now, I've worked with leading PE firms like TH Lee, Ridgemont Equity Partners, FTV Capital, and others to quantify human capital risk in due diligence and build day one human capital acceleration plans. In this 4-part series, this again is session 2 of 4, I'll be walking through our what we call QOX, or Quality of Execution Analytical Suite. This suite is free and available to you on the NextArc website. The address is scrolling above. The suite is a system for quantifying the people side of a deal. It's the human capital counterpart, if you will, to the quality of earnings report. And in the previous video, we used our investor risk model to get a high-level view of human capital risk endemic to this target biotech company. After an initial red flag from the investor risk model, we deployed the HR risk score. The purpose of this tool is to conduct a comprehensive internal check of companies' HR infrastructure and talent systems. It's designed to give us, as investors in diligence, a granular, data-driven view of the systemic risks we'd be inheriting if we acquire the company. A score, just for scoring purposes, a score of below 55, like this, 54, signals significant risk that could impede growth or create liabilities. And this model is a much deeper dive, as I said, than our initial screen. It's a 28-question diagnostic across 7 pillars, key pillars conducted by 1 or more NextArc experts. In this case, we had 2 in for 3 days. And the final score is a weighted average of these pillars. And the first of the 7 pillars, called leadership and strategy, is weighted most heavily at 25%. So with that, let me just scroll up from the result and share with you some of the results, some of the pillars and the inputs to the model so that you get a sense of that. Again, so the human capital risk score, we'll see the company vitals, 54 million in annual revenue, 205 FTE, and 6.2 million in EBITDA. Pillar 1 is leadership and strategy. Again, that's the most heavily weighted pillar. I'll just read one question here just to give you a sense of how this would play out in the taxonomy of it. How clear and well communicated is the company's strategic vision? And we gave them, after spending a lot of time with the senior leadership team and others on that 3-day experience, vision exists but isn't consistently understood. And then we go into other questions around leadership and strategy, mostly focused on the senior leadership team. Pillar 2 is talent acquisition and onboarding. Pillar 3 is talent management and development. Pillar 4 is total rewards and compensation. HR operations and technology is pillar 5. 6 is culture and employee engagement, and 7 is legal and compliance. So unsurprisingly, lackluster scores at the leadership and strategy level, which we saw, are causing a cascade of problems throughout the organization. You can see, or may recall just from the scroll, they had poor scores in talent management and development, employee engagement, turnover, psychological safety. And interestingly, and somewhat unusually, this particular company didn't score above a B across any of the questions in the battery. So each negative answer in the diagnostic has a pre-assigned human capital debt value. These costs accumulate to create our final debt figure of $835,000 in this case. And for context, a debt figure that's approaching 15 to 20% of EBITDA is a major red flag. And so we've now confirmed the F grade from both a high-level investigation view and a detailed kind of internal systems view as well. And the evidence is pretty clear. The company's human capital platform I don't think it's hyperbole to say it's fundamentally broken. But really to build a viable turnaround thesis, we have to understand the root cause if we're still interested. Why is the leadership team performing this poorly? What's really the specific behavioral dysfunction at play because of the cascading effect that we're seeing? And so in our next video, we'll shift from systems to people and use what we call the leadership friction profile to diagnose the single biggest issue holding this team back. And again, I invite you to access all 4 of the QOX models free of charge by visiting our website, nextarcleadership.com, and just click on Unlock QOX Suite, and you'll be given immediate access, and you can use it to do a retrospective on previous deals or look at current deals or future, or just play around hypothetically. And again, stay tuned for the next model description for the leadership friction profile, and that'll be coming out next week. And thank you.